Who doesn't like a good comment? Do you subscribe to Apple Music or Spotify? Do you think Spotify is better? What if you could comment on your favorite song or your favorite podcast? Let's talk about it. Now, according to musicbusinessworld.com, Spotify is considering adding comments to the podcast section of their streaming platform. Seeing the engagement rate from TikTok, YouTube, and SoundCloud, they see that when consumers are able to comment, they're that much more likely to return back to that same audio. Now, what Spotify found was users that are able to comment and interact with podcasts, music, are 4 times more likely to return to that same brand to continue to interact. Now, in the 18 years that Spotify has been in existence, it's never had a comment section to go along with its music. Now, in making a move like this would set Spotify apart from all other streaming platforms. Now, the vice president of podcast product from Spotify had this to say: podcasts have historically been a one-sided format. While we've offered other interactivity features like polls and Q&A, for some time, people have told us they want more ways to connect directly. Now, Spotify offered up some amazing stats to support this claim. More than 9 million unique listeners have interacted with a podcast Q&A or poll in just this year alone. Responses to Q&As are up 80% here in 2024. Now, Spotify's vice president of podcast product also had this to say: we found that listeners who interact with a show are 4 times more likely to return to that show within 30 days. That's big. They also listen to twice as many hours per month on average than those who don't. So there's really something special and something tangible. Spotify is identifying areas of opportunity to bring that direct-to-consumer sense of the current marketplace right to brand holders. Now, before Spotify can make a decision about allowing comments on their music library, they have to ask themselves, do they really want to see all the back and forth with the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef? What do you think? Now, imagine you're able to comment on new music, on old music. Allowing more consumer interaction for a musical library can only help that artist, that band, or that producer, because now you're able to get real-time feedback. Now you're able to drive traffic to these outlets in order to draw more attention. This is also going to help consumers treat digital service platforms like Spotify just like they would social media. Spotify or Apple Music could instantly become the new Instagram if they allow comments. This will be a great way for digital service providers to leverage the playing field. They'll gain more market share from social media and be able to retain more listening hours inside their app. Now, when Spotify implements the comment section inside their musical library, what's the first artist that you're going to comment under? Let me know in the comments below. If Spotify begins this trend of allowing comments on musical libraries and podcasts, do you think Apple Music will follow suit? What about Tidal? Do you guys still subscribe to Tidal? So Spotify is about to allow comment on their podcast section. Now, Spotify is about to allow comment on their podcast library. The question then becomes, are they going to do the same for the music library? And if they do, will Spotify then become the most interactive DSP available for music, artists, bands, and brands alike? Apple Music, where you at? Now, Spotify is considering this comment option based on outlets like YouTube, SoundCloud, and TikTok. And these platforms have been known to break new music and revive legacy music. Now, which music digital service provider do you subscribe to? Is it Spotify? Is it Apple Music? Maybe Tidal? Or maybe you don't pay at all. Maybe YouTube, maybe SoundCloud. Some even consider TikTok to be a musical-based platform as well. Now, the one thing we want the most is to engage with our consumer. Direct to consumer is the name of the game in today's market. So, as an independent artist, when you're distributing your music, now you're able to drive traffic to the actual DSPs that are paying out on your mechanical and streaming royalties. Then, you're able to utilize comment from the comment section in your digital marketing campaigns across social media platforms. This is going to be a great thing for all people in music, whether you're signed to a major or you're independent. Present day, social currency is just as important as having great music. Because if you can't break through the marketplace and get people to pay attention, what difference does it make what you're making? Now, what ideas can you think of if you're able to comment directly to your favorite artist? This is different than commenting on their social media page because it's going to be in direct relation to the music that they're putting out. So every time someone goes to view that song, they're also able to interact and see what other people thought about it. This could influence additional spread of the music itself. Now, a lot of you might be asking, why is he doing this while he's running on the treadmill? And honestly speaking, life gets so busy, it's hard to find time to create content. So I'm utilizing any moment I have to tell you guys new information and to guide you along the path to interact with your consumer while being aware of the market trends, changes, and opportunities to advance your career. And I'm training for my first 5K. This episode of Really Royce TV is brought to you by Reboot Fitness. I work out 5 days a week without having to go to a gym. I check in with the trainer once a month to review form and progress as we continue on this health journey. Remember, health is wealth. Thanks, Reboot Training.
It's strong.